Be Me Jake, 28, senior ride operator at mid-sized theme park Suncrest Kingdom. Park not Disney, not sketchy carnival, just fake castle off highway with 3 coasters and a log flume. My ride is Thunder Halo, tallest in park. First drop hangs over parking lot like death on rails. Job sounds simple: load trains, lock bars, tug restraints, hit dispatch, pray nobody goes flying on local news. Crew half college kids, half park lifers. Big Ray the ride dad who hears bad bearings through pop music. Management worships throughput and no one dies on camera. Safety videos loop beside fading vending machines. HR used to be dentists, khakis, spreadsheets, main rules, tuck shirt in, and don't vape on platform. One spring, Dennis accepts new opportunity. Translation: waves once, gets replaced by all staff email. Few weeks later, email welcoming our new director of guest dignity and inclusion, mandatory rollout. Mandatory already bad vibe, but they promise pizza, so half park crams into training room smelling like chlorine. On stage, new HR boss Morgan, early 30s, sharp bob, black blazer, pastel sneakers, watch nicer than my car. Lanyard pins say, smash the gays, believe women, not your babe. Tiny rainbow coaster bouncing near her ID. She thanks us for holding strangers' joy, then says parks were built by men to control bodies with metal bars. Slides show bored women in line, guys leaning too close, captions like, this is not magic for everyone. Says Suncrest hired her to build dignity first, make park safest place in region for women and girls. GM nods like bobblehead because corporate loves dignity almost as much as no lawsuit. We mostly wonder how many extra steps this adds before we can clock out. Week later, phase 1 hits, pack it in lockers labeled touch reduced operations. Rule 1: male staff can't push or pull lap bars or shoulder restraints on female guests anymore. Only new role dignity captains, all women, may touch restraints on women to remove coercive male contact. Men can watch green lights, shout reminders, but extra clicks on women must be done by captain. On paper sounds polite. In station means we lose 2 strong hands every dispatch because one captain covers side. First weekend with rule, line wraps past churro stand, supervisor barking about dispatch times into dying radio. I lock bars from panel, lights mostly green, time for physical tugs. Before, 3 of us walked both sides, firm push on every bar, extra clicks, rhythm like breathing. Now I do every guy and kid. Captain Megan zigzags through all girls, tripping over backpacks and merch bags. One teen squeals when Megan tests bar properly, yells, "Whoa, aggressive!" Friends giggle, Morgan watching from exit with notebook. After train leaves, Morgan pulls Megan aside, says check should feel like reassurance, not force, tells her touch gently, don't shove. Later, Megan mutters, if bar isn't shoved, skull gets shoved. We laugh nervously because she's right and we know it. Few days later, email reminder, male ride ops are not to aggressively test female restraints, bruises unacceptable. Attached anonymous complaint, big guy with beard tried to squash me, 99% sure they mean Ray doing standard check. Ray just grunts, better squashed than airborne, goes back to bleaching seat after kid puked neon funnel cake. Next month, phase 2 drops, Q Serenity and Segregation. Morgan splits line into Standard Q and Serenity Q, women and families only. Serenity sold as less loud male energy, no groups of dudes allowed without visible family attached. Single guys herded into Standard with louder music and longer switchbacks, optics apparently part of punishment. Serenity sometimes nearly empty, but rules forbid moving random men across rope, even if no one there. Morgan wants photos of women gliding past wall of sweaty guys, calls it visual story of safety. Operationally, it's clown show. We can't backfill Serenity gates from Standard after opening them. Trains leave with empty front seats while dudes stew 20 minutes back listening to same rock loop. Weekly numbers show Thunder Halo dispatching low 80s when last year we lived around 95. GM asks why money left on track. Morgan says, full trains aren't worth full trauma. He smiles like man hearing legal risk and marketing benefit boxing inside his skull. Phase 3 hits operators, body respect language guidelines. First pages are common sense, don't say, you're too big, you don't fit, nobody decent did anyway. Then document keeps going. If harness won't close, especially on woman, we must say this ride isn't designed for your comfort range. Only female staff may deliver that news to women, male ops banned from gatekeeping their bodies. If no woman nearby, guidelines say err on side of inclusion, try alternate seating or creative solutions before saying no. Creative solutions apparently means foam pads from storage and leaning bar while pretending sensor knows better than gravity. Busy school evening, plus size woman sits in outside seat, harness won't click to safety mark despite full wiggle effort. I call Megan, she tries twice, bar still short, we share look, no she shouldn't ride. Megan gently explains, offers front test seat later, woman red-faced starts yelling discrimination and internet will hear this. Morgan appears like summoned by word complaint, tells guest, so sorry, some staff still learning dignified options. After woman storms off, Morgan hisses, I don't want to hear we denied a woman a ride unless legal forces you. Megan later whispers, legal forces us after gravity does. We half laugh, half shove every bar harder. Summer goes like that, dignity captains exhausted, male ops sidelined, then blamed when line crawls. Morgan adds girls fly first campaign for social media. First train every hour. If any girls or women in Serenity, we stuff entire front half with them. Standard queue men pushed back or held. Hashtag girls fly first on banners and staff lanyards. Photos amazing. Front rows full of waving girls, but dispatch rhythm wrecked, standard queue growing saltier by minute. One Saturday, corporate photographer shows up. Morgan stage directing screams like reality show. Same night, real problem rides in with train. Incoming car 3 stops, lap bar sensor amber, something grinding in mechanism. Maintenance tech climbs up, finds cross-body strap jammed between bar and seat. Textbook manufacturer hazard picture. We used to crack down hard. No bags under bar, nothing across body. Simple rule. Morgan recently changed announcement to, for comfort you may wish to remove bags, told us not to, body police accessories. Tech warns, if strap gets in Paul, bar feels locked but can drop a notch under G-force, notes it in log. Recommends stricter bag enforcement, copies Morgan and safety manager on email. A week later, we see printed log pinned with sticky in Morgan's handwriting. Is this about guest comfort or your anxiety? Somewhere, God of Gravity sighs loud enough to shake bolts. Fall brings pumpkin nights, fog machines choking, plastic skeletons everywhere, park slammed every weekend. Energy drink company signs deal, logo slapped on Thunder Halo trains for extreme glow night. Local TV coming, sponsor reps around, rumor state ride inspector might drop sometime soon. Everyone nervous, last inspection nearly closed us over microscopic crack in handrail. Few days before glow night, Morgan announces Dignity First Showcase. Wants her program running full strength for corporate rep and maybe inspector, proof that emails became real change. Pulls extra dignity captains from gift shop and food stands, gives crash course mostly about scripts and smiles. Ride mechanics get maybe 15 minutes at end, nobody reassures me about straps. Glow night arrives, park packed with neon bracelets and sugar, sponsor dudes handing warm cans like punishment. Morgan gives pre-shift speech about zero incident energy and holding a bubble of respect on this platform. Ray mutters, I'd rather hold working restraints. I pretend my cough hides laugh. First hour is manageable, some grumbling from standard dudes watching empty Serenity seats roll by, same noise as usual. Around 9, line heavy, fireworks at 10, pressure building. We load next train, mix from both queues, dignity captains weaving like stressed bees between rows. I'm at panel, eyes on restraint lights, ears tuned to click rhythm. Row 5, two teen girls in matching hoodies flop down laughing, bars drop, one still fiddling with crossbody bag. She drags bag under bar, strap across waist and stomach. Perfect do not example from training slides. I lean out, shout over music. Bag can't be under bar. Can you pull it out and stash it? She yells back, "It's fine, it's tiny." Friend calls me safety dad, row Snickers. Normally I'd walk down, pop bar, make her toss bag into cubby, 10 seconds, no discussion. Now, thanks to Dignity First, my cursed male hands banned from touching her restraint. I wave over nearest Dignity Captain Lila, brand new from smoothie stand, still smells like strawberries and optimism. She jogs up, script voice on. "For your comfort, we recommend moving the bag." Girl rolls eyes, says, "I'm comfortable." Morgan appears behind me like bad reflection, arms crossed, eyes locked on row 5. I say quietly, "Strap can mess with ratchet. We should reopen and reseat." Morgan shakes head, hisses, "We are not wrestling a teen girl's chest on camera over a fashion choice, Jake." Leans toward girl, sugar voice activated. "Totally your choice, honey. If you feel okay, we trust you." Lila gives bar tiny gentle tug, afraid to push, says, "Seems secure." Light above row stays green because sensor only checks position. My stomach drops harder than first hill. I stare at row of green lights like traitors. Ray leans in, whispers, "We can fake sensor error, cycle train empty, blame computer. Known trick when gut screams no." Corporate rep filming from stairs, Morgan staring. Inspector maybe somewhere in queue, whole program on display. Morgan says, "Jake, we cannot jam whole line whenever you feel anxious. Dispatch on time, please." Train full, music crescendo, guests chanting, "Go, go, go," seconds turning syrup. I mentioned maintenance note about straps. Morgan snaps. "We also have long history of women complaining you guys touch them too much. Remember which harm we're addressing tonight." Two harms, one button, clock blinking, everyone watching my thumb. I whisper, "Bars are green, hate my voice, hit dispatch." Train rolls out, chain lift pulls into dark sky, thunder halo humming like monster that never read HR memos. We watch monitors, tiny heads waving, my eyes glued to row 5 shadows. As train crests, cameras flicker from fireworks, feed returns mid-drop. Even without sound, you see it. One girl in row 5 lurches forward wrong, arms grabbing bar, not up. Ride computer logs small G anomaly on car 5, red blip clearing too fast for auto stop. Train finishes slower than usual, coasts into brake, run under harsh station lights. Normal returning scream rises, twists into confused yelling. Car 5 rolls in, one girl folded over, clutching ribs, bag strap tangled near feet, lap bar lower than it should be. As brakes lock, she sobs. "I slipped out, I swear. I was hanging on," gasping between words. Friend white as paper, shouting, "She almost flew out. She was in the air, I saw." Other riders nod, some yell, "She came off seat," air thick with fear instead of thrill. We slam gates shut, stop loading, call medics. Supervisor and first aid sprint upstairs. Girl carried off to first aid, then ambulance. Later we hear cracked ribs, bruised lung. Miracle she's not pavement art. Thunder halo immediately closed, chain silent, technical delay, looping on big screen while news cameras zoom like vultures. State ride inspector shows next morning, clipboard in hand, expression already tired of everyone. Small conference room meeting, stale coffee, worse faces. Morgan, GM, safety manager, inspector, corporate risk guy. Inspector plays footage frame by frame, zooms on strap under bar, Lila's timid tug, Morgan saying, "We trust your judgment." Pauses video, asks, "Anyone here unaware this violates manufacturer instructions?" Slides manual page across table, giant picture of crossbody bag under red X. We admit we knew, signed annual quizzes, watched same training video every preseason. Inspector pulls maintenance report from earlier month, text note about strap jamming ratchet, recommended strict enforcement. Attached is Morgan's sticky, "Is this about guest comfort or your anxiety?" Risk guy rubs face, asks who wrote sticky, silence says enough. Inspector asks for policy changes on bags. We show dignity first sheet where no bags under bar became "you may wish to remove bags." He reads line about avoiding invasive searches of women's bodies or accessories, asks if we treated that above manufacturer guidelines. Morgan tries, "Intent was to soften experience, not change baseline safety." Inspector just says, "Intent doesn't stop gravity." I mentioned we were told we're not wrestling a girl's chest on camera. Inspector writes exact phrase slowly. He asks about no touch rule for male ops, reliance on captains, guidelines saying err on side of inclusion when fit borderline. Morgan defends program, says women hate big men slamming bars into them. Ray says bars slam or bodies fly, sir, that's physics. Inspector almost smiles, then remembers job. Corporate lawyer asks if legal approved giving only women denial authority and softening restraint warnings. Morgan mumbles about moving fast to meet guest needs, can't name sign off. Inspector turns to me, asks, "Besides this program, anything stopping you from reopening that restraint?" I say, "No, sir," explains Strap. My hesitation, Morgan behind me, camera, chanting crowd. He asks if I felt empowered to hold train. I say, technically yes, realistically you get written up for slowing dispatch. GM tries, "We always support safety first." Inspector calmly produces HR corrective form with my name. Write up from month earlier, Morgan's words about excessive restraint checking causing guest discomfort and throughput loss. Note literally says, "Jake needs to trust green lights and guest self-report, not his anxiety." Room so quiet you hear air conditioner cough. Risk guy sighs, says, "So our program leader discouraged the exact caution that might have prevented this in writing." Morgan starts on tension between harms. Inspector cuts her off with, "What I see as a program contradicting manufacturer instructions and training." Thunder Halo stays closed for weeks. Sponsor quietly removes logos. Guests take selfies with "ride closed for your safety" sign anyway. Dignity first gets temporarily paused. Serenity ropes disappear before opening. Dignity captain title vanishes from schedule like bad dream. Corporate memo goes out. Manufacturer guidelines override all internal guest experience initiatives without exception. Translation: stop improvising with steel to chase hashtags. Friday afternoon, another email. Morgan will be pursuing opportunities in advocacy outside of Suncrest. We thank her for her passion. No cake, no speech, just maintenance scraping dignity first, decals off wall, and dumping her pins into cardboard box. After that, safety manager basically moves into station, tells newbies, if something might fly out, we stop. Line be damned. Thunder Halo eventually reopens once inspector happy with new bag shelves, louder warnings, restored hard, no items under restraints. Guests grumble a couple days, then go back to screaming like nothing ever happened. I work through Halloween, fog on parking lot, cold bars at open, brain stuck on one dispatch I didn't stop. Small state fair, 2 towns over post, job for ride safety tech, lower pay but union, crew of gray-haired mechanics who treat manuals like scripture. Interview there short, they ask about Suncrest incident, already heard inspector version, want mine. I tell them I let pressure and optics override instincts once, never again. Now rule is, if gut screams no, ride doesn't go. They hire me with one condition: leave whatever guest dignity program nonsense you learned back at that castle. Last day at Suncrest, I walk empty Thunder Halo station before opening, hand on cool metal lap bar. Think about being told to trust vibes over bolts, optics over logs, comfort over manufacturer marks. Don't feel like hero who slayed feminist dragon inspector and gravity did heavier lifting. Feel like footnote guy who hit green when everything inside yelled red. Lesson with name tag. Sometimes win net watching someone dragged online. It's seeing their favorite posters scraped off walls at 6 a.m., then stepping into new place where job description fits a Noistrakoy. If something might fly out, you stop the ride. Canettes.